This is Author Conversations, the Stenhouse Publishers podcast. In today's podcast, recorded at the recent Georgia Conference on Teaching, Writing, and Reading, Aimee Buckner, author of Notebook Know-How and the DVD Inside Notebooks, talks about using summer vacation as an opportunity to reflect upon the past school year and for investigating new approaches to teaching. For example, using notebooks in other content areas like mathematics.
I think one of the best parts of my job is summer vacation. And it's not just because I can go to the pool and sleep in late, but it gives me time to actually sit back outside of the classroom and think about the year from before and plan for the next year. And very few jobs give you that opportunity to do that. And so I feel like that the summer vacation is an important part of our job in order to have that type of reflection time. And so as I'm thinking about last year, I had tried using the notebook approach in science, and I had read a book about science notebooks, and it was very open of how children could keep the notebook and they would have a lot of ownership, and I was like, oh yes. And I stopped using them by January, which seems to be my dip time, because I was having a hard time getting kids to think and write critically in this content area. And my nature was to go back to Writer's Workshop and focus on nonfiction writing versus looking at how to use that writing skills to enhance their understanding of science. So I think in preparation for next year, one of the things I want to do is take what I know about writer's notebooks and the strategies from writer's notebooks and use those strategies to help my students make that jump into science notebooks, into science content times. So like as they're working on different labs from day to day, that they're able to think critically and write about their understanding to connect all those things. So that, because for me it seemed very experiment by experiment rather than having a common thread between them. So that's one of the things I really want to improve on next year and build on, are using notebooks in science. You know, I'm really happy right now with how my Writer's Workshop is moving. And, you know, I'm very committed to having it every day and scheduling it every day and working with our notebooks and moving into the different genres and having the notebook support that. And so one of the things I want to grow from there is also using that to support the other content areas. And when I teach mathematics, it is not as natural for me as it is to teach literacy. And so one of the things I've been looking at for mathematics is how can I use what I know about questioning in reading and writing to actually enhance my students' thinking in mathematics. And I've actually started reading a book that's, I believe it's called Good Questions in Mathematics. You know, it's just how do you question them. But as I was reading this book, I'm thinking, you know, these are the types of things I teach my writers. You know, that you, as a writer and as a reader, we should question things and wonder about the answer and then investigate that through our writing or through more reading. And so I want to look at, next year I'm planning on using that more in my mathematics study and, of course, writing more in mathematics. Because I'm just, even though I've been teaching a while and I'm a big writing person, it, you know, sometimes you get lost in the curriculum and forget that kids need that writing part to really solidify their thinking through all the content areas. So by looking at, the more I think about my year from before and the different subject areas and what I want to improve on, I'm finding that that writing connection is where I want to continue to work, and making that connection for helping students use that connection to solidify their understanding and extend it, and to continue learning, even if they're learning past what I can teach them, which would actually be a great thing.
To learn more about Aimee, check out her book Notebook Know-How and her DVD Inside Notebooks. Both are available online and through your Stenhouse distributor. Thanks for listening.